Yo, what's poppin', y'all? It's your girl, T. Michelle.
Hey y'all, it's your girl Kay,
And it's the queen of the AKAs, Dej.
and we are the Committee Podcast.
Your favorite tri-state trio.
Hey yo, coming soon, our first annual committee cipher.
And if you want to be a participant on the Committee Cipher, please DM us on our IG or click the email tab on our profile.
I think we all have had our share of dark moments. I know I have personally. I mean, I don't want to say like suicide. You know, I have, like you just said, everyone has a strong exterior and everyone has, I've always been the one I don't want to tell nobody my issues because I always want to be the problem solver. I want to help everybody with their problems. But I know it was a point in my life where I was in a terrible relationship. And like I said, it's emotions. It's emotions. I was in a really bad relationship. And I used to think, God forgive me, because it's a sin to have these type of thoughts. And they always say it's a suicide, a sin. And I used to be like, how am I going to get him to notice me? If I die, will he notice? Will he cry if I die? Like, how would his life be if I wasn't here? Will he remember me? Will he love me? Will that get him to notice me if I'm not here? And that was very selfish of me to have those thoughts. But like I said, I was in a very dark space. I was, wrapped up in a lot of crazy emotions. I was misconstruing what I thought was love. It wasn't love. It was just abuse. It was manipulation. And he had a hold of my thoughts. And there were times I would just... Kay could attest. She would come to my house. I would turn off my phone. I didn't want to be bothered. My room would be pitch dark. I would just lay there. I just wanted to lay and just be in my thoughts and be miserable and be heartbroken and be upset, wondering why this person ain't love me the way I love them. Why you don't love me? And I just... So I had those thoughts about, how life would be if I wasn't here. And, would that open up someone's eyes? But I'm strong and I got through it.
Because you have to live for self.
Exactly. And my kids needed me, not him. So
you have to live for self.
Right.
When it comes to dealing, especially with a partner, someone that you're dealing with too. Like you can't be so invested in someone else if they're not giving you the same thing in return.
Right.
It's always for self first. You have to make sure yourself is good before you can even think about dealing with somebody else.
And it took you to say that. It took my family and friends to make me aware that, my friends ain't let me drift in the dark. They ain't let me just wander off in my pain.
Yes, if I didn't hear from her within a day, I was like, wait a minute. Excuse me, hello? And then if she didn't call me back, I was calling again.
Doing pop-ups. I was like, who was banging up at my car door?
Excuse me. I remember one night.
That's key. That's the key right there. Because imagine how much darker her place would have got if she didn't have somebody doing it. If no one was checking on her. If she really started to believe that, no one cares, and well, maybe when I'm gone, everybody will miss me. What if you didn't do that? That's
because those are thoughts. Those are thoughts people have, and it's real. It's realistic.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I thank God for my strength and for my supporters and people who love me to bring me out into that light. And that's what I'm saying. Sometimes, like Kay said, you just gotta listen to people, and even if they don't want to talk, be there. Just sit there. You ever just come and we come in. Sometimes we come and we just sit. We don't talk, but we sit. And if there's an issue, we'll work it out. And if someone has a problem, they'll tell us. But maybe at that moment, sometimes we just sit and we just be around each other.
Sometimes all it takes.
That's
when someone says they're going through something, especially with us. We'll send in our sister chat like, I'm going through something. Okay, so what you doing after work? I'll be there. All right. Am I bringing wine or food? What we doing?
Way.
Okay, we on the way. Quick, fast. That's all you got to say. You ain't even got to tell her what it is. You just say, I'm going through something. Okay. So after work, this is what I'm doing, and I'll be right.
We got a master plan.
Yes.
Okay. We had that recently where,
yes.
We needed to share some things, and it opened the door for all of us.
For all of us to talk. Yeah,
absolutely.
And I had no idea you were going through. I'm pretty sure y'all had no idea what I was dealing with.
Right.
Because even though we're sisters, is we still got our own lives.
Right. Absolutely.
And even though we do the podcast together, we may text every day, but we don't always talk every day because we're still dealing with our own lives and what we got going on at home and stuff like that. Yeah.
Right.
So it's like when somebody writing a chat, so I ain't right. we like, all right, we drop everything. All
Right.
right, this is what it's going to be, and that's what our sisterhood is about. We don't have to speak to each other every day to make sure that we're one, we're whole, we got one another. You know what I'm saying? So when stuff like that happens, we are there. And it was like a therapy session for all of us because we all was going through something.
Okay. Oh, it's a therapy session. Stop playing.
We all was going through something like, damn, I guess we all needed to go.
I laughed at that time we ambushed Dave. We was texting outside the chat because we didn't want you to do an escape on us.
Yes.
You know, sometimes, you know, sometimes she escaped and shit. We was like, hold up. Bitch, I'm coming.
I was like, I'm walking out the door right now. All right, I'm on the way. Okay?
Stop playing.
Came banging on that door.
I was looking like, what's going on? What happened?
You making sure you all right.
I was just fine. That time I was.
You know? And lucky for us, we have each other. And like that, like we said, people who are watching this and it's going to touch you, and people who are going to watch this video, we're here. And you don't need a group of people. All you need is one. Just one. And then the other person on the other end, if you are not the person battling, but you're on the other end of helping, it takes 2 minutes. Not even. You know, you ever tell me, I did my good deed for the day. That's all it takes. I think some people are just so self-absorbed and so selfish.
Right.
Like, you don't take the time to realize that there's a world going on around you. You're not just in it by yourself. There's other people in this world despite you. Like, you need to understand that. A simple, hey, you okay? How are you? The people you don't talk to all the time, your friends, send a text. Yo, you all right? Everybody go through something. Everybody. Everybody go through it. Celebrities, people with money, poor people, kids.
Yep.
Everyone has a brain, and they have emotions, and they have thoughts, just like all of us. And you just don't know what dark space you could drag somebody out of and save someone's life. You know what I'm saying? You just don't know. You just don't know. It's true. Everyone who's tapping in, you're with your favorite Tri-State Trio.
Okay.
This is the Committee Podcast. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel. Hit the subscribe button and the bell. Follow us on Instagram. Like us on Facebook. We are on iTunes and Spotify. It is your girl, T. Michelle.
It's your girl, Kay.
Miss the Queen of the AKA.
Girl, it's just that was heavy. That was heavy.
Yeah.
I think any mental illness is heavy. It's layers. It's like an onion. Gotta peel them joints back. You know. I think we were talking about. So all right. So everybody know how I am. I'm very vocal. So I said something about my daughter, who is a teenage girl. She's very curvy. I want to say we like to eat. Fuck that. I like to eat. Everybody like to eat. So we were eating, and I told her stop eating so much. And my other daughter was like, stop body shaming her. Stop. And I'm like, I'm not. I'm just telling her that don't eat so much. You know, that's all I'm saying. You know, diabetes runs in our family.
But if you look at it though, most of these kids, let's throw this out there. Most of these kids be eating just to eat.
Okay.
Okay, they could be full and just want to eat because they see it.
Is that an eating disorder?
It probably could.
Eat your eyes, eat because you're bored, eat because
Yeah.
you're hungry,
Don't get-
snack this, that.
Honey, Malia do it. Malia will tear some food up and still want to eat.
And still
Out of
eat?
water,
And still eat.
because she's bored.
And still eat. But then late at night, she's like, my stomach hurt. Da, 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 da.
She ate.
And then she got to go throw it up because she's overeating. Like, she overeats. Like, so it I don't know. Sometimes it depends on how you're saying it to know whether if you're actually body shaming or you're just telling them like you know you need to just chill, you know.
Yeah, because you know I don't want to say that to her and then she develops like an eating disorder because that is a form of mental illness. Like, I don't want to do that. I don't want to.
But she's not fat though.
No, she's not fat.
It's not about being fat. It's about being healthy. Because you can be skinny, meaning be that size and still be unhealthy.
Very
That's
true.
hypertension, all that.
Right.
Okay, right. So that's what I'm saying.
It's
I
all
don't want.
delivery.
Right.
Maybe the way you said it.
Maybe, yes. Maybe the way you said it.
Honey, how was my delivery? Was it messed up?
Wasn't good.
Oh, it wasn't good. So you gotta watch how you say
I thought I had
stuff.
something in the audio to drop that wasn't good, but I don't have nothing yet. But that wasn't good.
Sometimes, you know, it's one of those cases where it's not what you say, it's how you say it.
Mm-hmm.
And instead of saying, you know, stop eating, you know, because
Why don't you try a fruit? Or why don't you eat an
A
apple
salad.
or a snack?
I
or
made
Or
salad.
sometimes
a healthy
eating
snack.
isn't always the problem, though. Sometimes simply not exercising
This is what I'm
can be the
saying.
issue because
Right.
she is her genetics. You gotta pay attention to
Yes.
genetics too.
Yes.
She's naturally curvier
Mhm.
from my daddy's side.
Okay. Her mama got some. I had curves
From
when I
her
was young.
daddy's side.
Listen,
We gonna leave-
Do I
we gonna
need to
leave this
stand?
to the daddy
Hold on,
side.
because I got some damn curves now. Wait a
Oh,
minute now.
girl, sit
here
down.
we go.
Don't do me like that. I got a little something. I was a little something back in the day. I was a little something back in the day. Don't do me like that.
No, I'm just saying
Yeah, I'm
sometimes with
done.
Jesus, and that's what I be telling Malia too. I don't say it like that, but that's what I be thinking in the back of my mind. Like, Jesus, you know, we got that
Okay.
fat gene in our
Okay.
family, we got the
Yes,
diabetes,
we
we got
do.
the high blood pressure, we got
Yes.
all that. You know what I'm saying? You got the whoop.
That's
You
what I
got to
told
slow
her.
down.
Right.
Slow down.
I said, look at your pop up. Shout out to my dad. Everybody know Born Knowledge. Shout out to Born, the gambling king. He in a wheelchair. He had his leg amputated. I had to use pop up as an example. Yes, that is my father. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Y'all know Born. He in the wheelchair. He shoot dice. He was in the gambling spot. He got one leg now. That is my father. And don't say I look like him because I will be offended. I was like, look at your pop-up. Like, he lost his leg because he's unhealthy and and he was a diabetic for so long. Then I had to go into my great-grandmother, his grandmother. She lost both her legs and she was blind because of diabetes. My grandma is a pre-diabetic. My family, like, it's in our family. Like, you know,
Ours too.
so you have to be careful. And they think they kids, so they think I'm just talking. You know, mommy just talking. And like, no, I'm serious.
Because they probably don't think because they're kids they can't get it. But there's kids that have
Yes, born with it.
Mhm.
My cousin,
Yes.
my cousin Carly. Shout out to Carly if he ever watches this. He was born a diabetic. He's been taking insulin since he was a kid. My Uncle Freddie's oldest son. Yes, like stop. I hope I didn't violate hip just now, but anyway. Oh shit. But anyway, God damn it, bleep that out, cuz. But I'm like, yeah, like stop. You have to take it seriously.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, but even with eating disorders for the people who are anorexic
Mhm.
and all of that, like, that's an eating disorder too. Like, they eat and then they throw it up. You know, that's very unhealthy for people to do that either. And it could be because maybe they're trying to be like the supermodel that they see on the magazines or wherever, you know, whoever they feel like they should be looking like. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, and that's a terrible thing too, because it ends up becoming a mind thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh my God, I just ate this. Now I gotta go, you know, bring this back up so I don't get fat or don't gain weight or anything. It's just.
But it's so it's more than one eating disorder, right? It's anorexic, it's bulimic. Is there another one, or is just those two?
I don't know the correct term.
Bulimic is just the vomiting, right? They eat and they throw it up. Bulimic is the vomiting. Bulimic is, I believe, when you eat and you feel disgusted after you eat and you just want to throw it up. I believe that's what bulimic is. The anorexic is that you're just malnutritious. You're just not eating at all, and you're extremely skinny. Excuse me. Like supermodels, that was the thing back in the day. You know what I'm saying? It was anorexia. You had to be super, super skinny, super tall in order to be classified as beautiful to be a model. Excuse me. Now we got these BBW women. I'm like, okay. I'm like, bitch, you better work. Like, stop. No, seriously, like, stop. Because now they're teaching to embrace your natural self. Embrace your big bones self, but be healthy while you're doing it. Right. Because before they were promoting, before they were promoting that foolishness, you was this girl the size of this damn stick. Okay. See the rib cage, girl. You hungry? You a bone. Only a dog want a bone. Okay. No, I'm just saying.
There's plenty of dogs out here, child. No, I'm just playing.
Right.
No, they out there, but I'm just playing.
No, but you have to be very
Yes,
cautious.
honey, this food out here is good, honey. Eat it.
Moderation, that's
Yes.
the key.
Eat it, enjoy
That's
it.
what I need to learn, but we're going to leave that alone.
Love yourself.
Stop
okay?
playing.
Listen.
You see, I've got this big
Ain't
old
nobody
shirt
gonna-
on. My
ain't
pants up here right now.
Ain't nobody gonna tell me I can't eat something. Because I'm gonna eat.
But it's all how you eat
Yes,
and being healthy.
yes.
Like, I think
Yes.
so. In my house the other day, I went shopping and I bought water. You know, my house, they some juice drinking, soda drinking, crumb snatching
Yes.
kids. Okay.
That's all you do. I'd be like, why you
So,
got so much?
and then it don't last. It'll last like a few days. I'm like, yo, we just bought this. Like, y'all some pissy kids draw that drink and like, y'all need to stop. So I said, you know what, F this. So I went to the shop where I took my grandma to the store and I bought 3 cases of water and I bought the Poland Springs jug waters. They were 6 for $6. I bought 6 of them and I said, I'm gonna do this for the whole summer and see how they survive. All water. Jeremiah said last night, why we gotta drink water? Everybody who knows Jeremiah, he's my 5-year-old son. He's like, Mommy, we gotta drink water for the rest of our lives. I'm like, yes.
What time is it here?
Water is
It's
good.
good. It's
Water
good
is
for
good
you.
for you. If I'm buying juice, it's gonna be in the trunk of my car. I bet you won't get it. It's for me. Because I'm like, I don't want it has so much sugar
Yes.
and acid and
Mhm.
it's just no. I need to do this water challenge. That's what I'm doing, the water challenge in my house with these kids.
The water challenge.
Did I start something? The water challenge. 30 days or how many months of summer? 60 days. Straight water. That's it. In my house. If they drink water out, something outside of water, it won't be in the house. In my house, it's gonna be strictly water. I'm gonna see how everybody's face look, how their skin look. If you're going to the body, if you're going to the bathroom every day, you taking a boo boo. Cause
I don't even buy juice in here no more. It's been I have the the powdered iced teas, but my kids lazy, so they don't even make that. So they just be drinking the water.
you drink water.
So most of the time, if they do have like juice or something, because I don't give my kids soda, then I'm just not giving them that. They know not to drink soda, but unless they out with somebody else and then they be trying it, like, oh, let me get some soda. But but for juice, like the only way to get juice is if they do the powdered iced tea or the
Mhm.
lemonade or whatever. But they lazy, they don't want to make that. So they drink the water. So they drink a lot of water over here.
Listen, it's not wrong with that because I'm like I need to see a difference.
Yeah. I have to go party, but I'm gonna hold it.
Did you say that? Did you just say that on live?
Yes, that's why they probably like, why she keep squirming like
Wait, that was me. That was me last week on the. That was me last week on the steps. You see, I kept switching
I usually
positions.
make sure I go before we go on, and I forgot
I
to do
didn't
that
go.
this time.
I didn't go. That was me last time. I was like this and I was like this and I kept moving. I said, oh my god, I got to so
I
bad.
might have to, child.
But that's another thing. We are here for you guys if you're having any type of eating problems, any type of problems. Like y'all acting real shy. You know, I don't understand why people don't want to talk. It's okay. I like to eat. Sometimes I don't want to eat. There's things I do want to eat. Yeah, it's just whatever.
I stress to eat.
Okay.
That's what I do when I'm stressed. That's what
That's
I
a
do.
thing. That is a thing.
Yes. It
Stress
definitely
eating.
is.
That is a thing.
That definitely is.
People don't believe that. And people who don't eat when they are stressed. That's the thing too. People who don't eat when they're stressed out, that is a thing. These are all things. Like legitimate things. Things that are really happening to people.
I've done that.
You ever see somebody be like, woo
I've
girl?
done both.
You ever see somebody you ain't seen in a while like, oh shit. She look like a stem.
I've done both.
No. For real.
I done overeat and not eat when I'm stressed. So I've done both.
Me too.
It's crazy.
Neither one of them is healthy.
No.
Right. Absolutely. We're not
Nope.
saying it's healthy. We're just saying that we do it. We've done it. We understand. We can relate to those who are doing it or have done it. And it's okay to be transparent with yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Like I just want to talk about that transparency real quick. Like it's okay to acknowledge that you have problems. People don't do that. Because there's other people who have so much the fuck to say. They're so fucking judgy. You got talk about people like shut the fuck up sometimes. I'm sorry if I'm ranting, my bad. No, I'm sorry, my bad. Like shut the fuck up sometimes. Like you know people going through stuff, you know people have problems, but since you so fucking perfect, you live in this fucking perfect world, now everything's okay in your world, and you want to talk about somebody else who don't got it all together. Like shut the fuck up. Why don't you try to be a help sometimes instead of a fucking enabler, instead of a fucking judger? Like if you wanted to be a fucking judge, go to law school. Like shut the fuck up. Like shut up. No, for real. If God
I'm not
wanted
ready for that conversation.
No,
Now you
seriously.
got my attention.
No, seriously, if God wanted you to judge, he would have sat you up there with his ass. Like stop. Like the only person who can judge us, only God can judge us. Like shut up.
Like just mind your business.
Like just mind
Or
your
the
business.
people that always got an opinion on something.
Yeah.
Always
Ain't
got
got
something to say.
nothing. Ain't got
Can't never
nothing
keep
to
it
do
to
with
yourself. Always got to voice it. And somebody's supposed to really take heed to it. What about that?
Who are you?
Started on that.
Or telling people business they ain't got nothing to do
Ooh,
with nobody
Jesus.
else.
Like
It's not your business to tell.
like who are you? Like why? Why do you feel the need? Have you done that?
What?
Have you told somebody your business ain't got nothing to do with you? Why?
I don't see how it benefits.
Yeah, I don't understand.
I mean, it ain't finna pay no bill.
Like, I don't.
Like, we're not gonna sit here and act like we don't gossip. Like, everyone gossips. Like, we're not gonna.
yes,
Everyone got like, bitch, you heard about what happened with Cheryl?
Oh, girl.
She was sleeping with the pastor. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Like, people got, ooh, and then her son got locked up and he had the 3 baby mamas. No, people gossip. Okay, people gossip. It's all right. Because people happen and everyone knows. But to tell someone else's business that no one else knows and you just want to feel free to just volunteer something, shut the fuck up.
Yes.
Shut up. Shut up.
Yes.
Shut up. Like, I think that's why people tell me shit, because they know I ain't gonna tell nobody. Like, because I got some shit going on with me. I got some shit in my closet. I got some that is if I wanted the world to know, I'll fucking express it.
Right.
So if I tell fucking you and you, I'm telling you and you because I want y'all to know. If I wanted to tell fucking Tom, Dick, Susie, Harry, and Paul, I would tell them. I didn't tell them. I told y'all to right here. Like, mind your fucking business. If I'm doing a lot of cussing to all my old people in this comment, I'm sorry. Y'all know I cuss. I'm a truck driver. I'm a sailor. I cuss. I'm sorry. Especially when I get worked up. Like, I can't stand shit like that. Like, shut up.
Because I don't understand why it's being done. It's not your business to tell. So why even tell it?
Right.
Or why you got so much to say? Or why you have so much? Or have you? How I want to say this? Your opinion. Like, why do you even need to touch base on anything that has nothing to do with you? You know what I'm saying? Like,
Go ahead, girl. I know
think
you want to say
in
something, girl. Go ahead, girl. Go ahead, girl.
I feel like in most cases, because they don't got nothing going on in their own life. Like you just so, I don't know if bored is the right word, or you just, or you could just be miserable. The way you want to pick out everybody else's problems because you don't want to face your own. I don't know.
Exactly.
But another thing I also notice is nowadays I see when it is people who are offering up their opinion when it's not warranted or asked or receivable, it tends to be like the older crowd, the older generation above us.
Oh gosh.
To where they kind of, done seen it all, done it all, so they know all. You know what I'm saying? And that's a hard pill to swallow too, because it's like when you have something to say back to it, it's like you're
being
just
disrespectful. And they take
or
it.
you don't know nothing.
Or they
or
take
you're
it.
just young.
Right, are you taking it wrong? Like, why are you taking me how I feel? Because what you went through back in those days, it may be the same, but it's different times. And so everything is different nowadays. It may be different. You know what I'm saying? Oh, I went through this. You went through it back then. And how did they handle it back then? Not the way they're handling it now.
Right.
You understand? Like hush. Like, stop. That's...
Or like if I do something and they necessarily don't agree with it, it's like they're preaching to you on why you shouldn't do it or why, they frowned upon it, and it's kind of like, I didn't ask, and I really don't care. You can't say that without being disrespectful
and rude.
So it's like, well, what do you do?
Don't sass me.
I get so sick and tired.
Don't sass me.
I get so sick and tired of them doing that as disrespect, because then it's like, I don't like that feeling. Like, I hate that feeling when I
like
feel
you're
like
a kid. You feel like a child again.
That's not me.
I'm grown. We all grown. I'm grown.
We
It's
should
like
be,
you should
we
be-
should be able to express ourselves,
Right.
and for you not to take it offensively or think
Right.
that I'm being disrespectful to you, but just like you voice how you feel about the way you think the situation or whatever the case may be should have happened or what you should have did, then how I feel is the way I wanted to take care of that situation. It has nothing to do with you.
But you know how they see it is? You know how old folks see it? They see it like, or the older generation, they see it like, well, apparently the way you did it was wrong, and since I did it, it worked out for me, this is the right way to go. No.
Even though the scenarios might be the same, there's always a little different about every situation.
No, but my thing, my thing is, it's different routes. I could take, we could leave here, you could leave here and go to McDonald's, go up straight, make a left and go there. I could go straight, go down more, make another left, go another way, and I could still get to McDonald's.
Maybe it took a little longer, but you still got
But
it.
you still got there.
That's my point. You're right. The way you go and the way you go, don't make it wrong. It's just different routes. That's your life. You can pick how you choose, however you want to go about it and do it. Now, if you're asking people for help, asking them, because you confused and you don't know which way to go, that's different. But if I know which way to go and I know how I want to get there, that's fine.
Yeah, I don't need you to tell me. I'm just saying.
And because I understand that people who they will go and ask for help or advice, because we all have, I go to my dad sometimes or my grandma. They may not agree with what I'm going through, or you know what I'm saying, and they might be upset, but I'm like, I'm coming to you for help, not for you to fucking badger me because you want me to do it how you did it. Just say, okay, you fucked up. Now, how you want to go about doing it? Maybe I suggest try doing this. Not you should do this because it's the no. I remember me and my dad got into a huge argument one time over feeding Day Day. She was a baby. No, for real. She was a little. Day Day was a baby. I was 18 when I had my daughter, so I was young. Y'all can't have kids because when you're 18, you still a kid. You don't know no better. You young. You don't know shit. I knew how to have sex. I cocked my legs when I had a baby. Okay, I helped take care of my little cousin. I'm not saying that made me motherly, but I got my own baby. But anyway, I forgot what we was talking about maybe giving her water because she had the hiccups or something. And I was like, you can't give her water. She was like a month old. You know, you can't give her water. Like it was something like that. My dad had just came home from prison. My dad came home from prison when I was 18 years old. He came home on my birthday, December 15th, and a week later I had my daughter. And he was the first visitor in the hospital. First visitor. So I had Dada, and he was telling me about giving her water because she had the hiccups. I'm like, no, you can't give her water. She's a month. Oh, this whole big fight. And yo, no shit. Oh, we got to this whole big thing. And he's like, yo, no shit. And that's what's wrong with y'all. I think y'all know every fucking thing. And that was our first fight, him home from prison, about giving Dayana water at 1 month old. Swear to God.
I hate when they say that, when they think we know everything. And it's not even about knowing everything, but we are learning different from what y'all learn.
And she my baby.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't, like, things change all the time. So
Right.
just because you did it one way don't mean I have to.
Right.
I learned a different way.
Girl.
And this is what I want to do for my child. You know what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't have to be your way.
That's what I'm saying. It has to be their way in order to be right.
Mm-hmm.
Like, shut up.
Nah.
Like, shut up.
I think that's why me and my mom used to bump heads a lot too. Because early I used to be like, listen, I used to like to voice how I felt all the time.
There's nothing wrong with that.
And I am going to admit the way I probably voiced things, because I was, you know, off the hook when I was younger. Probably was the wrong way, but I felt like I should be able to voice how I felt.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And not be said I was being rude or disrespectful or whatever to my parent just because I had an opinion, or I felt like my way was the way I wanted to do it. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I think that's why me and my mom always bumped heads a lot too.
Facts.
Back then, even when I had my son, we used to bump heads too, because she thought she was able to tell me what to do with my child. Listen here. She had a curfew on me.
That's another thing too.
She had a curfew on me.
Over-inserting themselves. I had that recently when, you know, okay, so
Go ahead, girl.
My daughter's 2, she's 2 or whatever, so I go to pick her up from her Gigi, which is her grandmother, grandmother on my dad's side, his wife, you understand?
Mm-hmm.
And she told me that, you know, she said that she told her that she got a spanking on her butt by my grandmother, her nanny.
Uh-huh.
So I instantly was like, nope. No. I'm trying to figure out what's going on. And then I'm riding down with Anthony and I'm like trying to calm myself because, you know, I want to ask her what happened. And, you know, I'm saying I don't agree with that. I don't agree with, you know, everybody putting their hands on the child just because you're brother. I don't care about none of that. I don't care if you're grandma. I don't
Facts.
care.
Facts.
So granted, it wasn't what it sounded like. How the discipline that she gave was rightfully so. It wasn't none of that. But then I remember going to Mommy's house and I'm like, yeah, you know, I had to talk to, you know, Nanny or whatever. She's like, oh, you know, for what? I was like, oh, because, you know, Jeannie told her that, you know, she gave her a spanking on her butt. And she was like, yeah? And I was like,
No.
I don't agree with that. And she was like, oh, okay. And I don't believe in every relative hitting
I feel
my
that.
child.
I'm with you.
I don't. If I'm not even going to do that like that, what makes you think I'm gonna allow you to do it?
I'm with you.
Like,
I'm with
no.
you. There's
You don't need to do all
absolutely
that.
not. Absolutely not.
For mommy to say, oh, it's shocking because with her soft
Yeah,
ass,
I thought she was.
she
going
ain't touching none of these damn kids. Okay?
She talk all that, but she ain't
touching them. So
But I really
it's shocking
don't-
for her to say that.
Yeah, I don't agree with that.
It's-
Like, I don't
it's
care if
very-
that's your great grand. I don't care if that's your grandchild. You come to me. You tell me what's going on. I don't need everybody to discipline her in that form of fashion.
That's I know.
Like, it's just not. To me,
Like
it's
just
not necessary.
you not the parent. Like don't. Listen, my kids, their aunts and uncles are young, So I remember at one point it was something like that, and I was like, nah, fam, like no, like don't touch her, like I don't care, like I'll
You
teach.
let me handle it.
Yeah, I will teach.
Call me.
Right, I will teach I teach my kids to respect your elders, respect your aunts. Yeah, because they're young at the time. Maybe their aunts or uncles were like 14, 15 at the time. They young, because I had my daughter young. You know what I'm saying? So they was young. So I'm like, don't touch her, like don't. And that it bothers me. My father, don't touch her. Their father, and that's they dad. But father, don't touch them. My grandma always said men are heavy-handed. You don't not hit your kid. My dad hit me one time, and you know what my grandma did? She jumped all over him because my grandma said, "You a man, she's a girl. You don't hit her. I hit her. Tell me what's wrong." And that's my father. But men do not discipline little girls. Don't hit her. Don't touch her. Don't do none of that. Don't tell the mom and handle it.